Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. This time I'll be showing you how you can get It's Not Hoarding If Your Stuff Is Cool achievement for Gears 5, where you have to collect all the collectibles throughout the campaign. And the very first collectible is the Start Chapter 1, which is the weathered spectacles, and it is directly behind you on this rock. When you take control of JDs, you want to head over here to grab the weathered spectacles. Okay, now the next collectible is the Onyx card challenge coin. It'll be a bit further on, so you want to head up this ramp, but you have to head up anyway. You want to bear left, and the Onyx card challenge coin will be on the floor next to this cliff edge just by here. Okay, now that's the Onyx card challenge coin collected, which is good. Now the next collectible is the wellness advisory poster. So you'll come to this area at the start of the chapter and you'll head through this room, and the poster will be on the wall on your left, just inside this corridor, and it'll be inside this room just by here along the wall on the left side. Okay, now that's the advisory poster collected, which is good. Now the next collectible is the fallen Azura gear. This is after you encounter the carrier for the first time when you head through this room, and the collectible will be inside this room, and it'll be on the right side on the floor just below there. Okay, now the next collectible is the Chariman's Wristwatch, which again can be found fairly nearby. So you want to head up these stairs, but you have to go up anyway, and you want to turn left, and the Chariman's Wristwatch will be inside this room, and it'll be on the table on the right side just by here. Okay, now that's the Chariman's Wristwatch collected, which is good. Now the last two collectibles, for chapter 1 can be found in this area where you first encounter the Scion, and there'll be a bunch of enemies in this area, and the Lightmass missile strike authorization will be up these stairs on your left, and it will be next to this console just by you on the desk. Now the last collectible is when you have to open up this door for Jack. So once you've done that, once you've opened this door, the Hammer of Dawn blueprints will be inside this room next to this globe just by there. That's where the UIR Hammer of Dawn blueprints is located, which is good. Now for chapter 2, the very start of chapter 2, the first collectible, which is the photograph of Kilo Squad, will be on your left. It will be on this desk just by next to these computer monitors. Okay, now the next collectible is the trauma record of Marcus Fenix. So in the same room you want to head up these stairs, and it'll be on the right side. It'll be just by here, and it'll be on top of this box just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is the Mark III Lancer blueprint, and it's on the opposite side of this room with resistance. You want to head left from where you just were, and the Mark III Lancer blueprint will be just by there on the container, just by there on the left side. Okay, now once you've met Vars for the first time, you want to turn around while you're in this room, and the gym notice to the trainees will be on the wall just by there next to the vending machine. Now the last collectible is the DBI Marketing Brochure. It's at the very end of chapter 2, so you head down this corridor as normal, but you don't want to interact with the door just by there. You want to go past that door, and the collectible will be on the bench just by there. Okay, now for chapter 3 of Act 1, the first collectible is directly after you're defending Cole while you're both down by the Raven where you can't move, and the cog tags will be in front of you just by there, just before you enter this room. Now talking of this room, there is another collectible, which is the new Ephyran 20th Anniversary Edition. It can be found in this room and be on this desk just by here, which is good. Now the third collectible is a bit further along, so when you get to this room you'll encounter a Swarmak who will destroy all the wall in front of you of this building, and you want to go up these stairs, and the collectible will be on this desk just by here, which is the Seditious Literature collectible. Okay, now the next collectible is the Settlement 2 welcome package. It can be found in this area where you come to this room where there's a bunch of civilians in gears. And it will be in this room just by here. On your left. Okay, now the next collectible is the Storied Embry Star. This is the area where you encounter the pouncers, so you want to take care of all the enemies and the pouncers that spawn. And the Storied Embry Star will be up these stairs and it will be inside this filing cabinet, just by here. Once you got this collectible, you're free to go through the gate to get to the next area, just where the next collectible is, which is the cog tags of the fallen gear of the Condor crash. So you come to this area as normal, and the cog tags will be directly in front of you, just before you go inside the Condor where all the deactivated DBs are, which is just by here. Okay, now the last collectible for chapter 3 is the Seran Colosus. So when you get to this area, there will be a bunch of juries with grenades in them, so you have to take them all out. Head down that road and turn left at the very end. You'll come to this building and the collectible will be on this desk just by here. Okay, for now for chapter 4, first collectible is when you come to this area, which you have to go to anyway, so you want to go through that gate and go down these stairs and jump up this ledge. And the memo to the hotel staff will be on this crafting bench just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is the cog tags, the fallen gear at the hotel. So when you go through this door as normal, you'll come to this really dark room and the collectible will be directly in front of you on the floor. It'll be next to this filing cabinet. Not filing cabinet, sorry, next to these boxes, sorry. Okay, now the Lost Horse Plush. So again, a bit further on, so you want to continue on as normal until you come to this door. And once you open it, there'll be some stairs on your right side, along with an archway in the middle of the room. So you want to go through the archway and the Lost Horse Plush toy will be on the right side, just by there, next to these flowers. So you want to pick that up. Now the next collectible after this one is the Settlement 2 birth pamphlet, which is upstairs. You want to head upstairs from where you just were, and you'll see this table on your right side. This is where the birth pamphlet is located, which is good. Now the next collectible is the song lyrics, which is inside the hotel, which you have to go to anyway. So you want to take care of all the enemies to progress. Then you want to head up these stairs, just like so. Then you want to go down the corridor on your left side, and you'll take your first left. Then you want to go left again, which will take you to the room where the song lyrics are located. It'll be inside this room on the right side table, just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is the Worn Lighter. Which again, you want to head down this corridor, which you have to head down anyway. Hopefully your AI teammates don't get in your way, which would be nice. And the Worn Lighter can be found on this desk, just by here on the left side of this room. Okay, now the last collectible for Act 1, Chapter 4 is when you get to the stage area, and it's on the opposite side of the stage from where you entered, so you want to run all the way across it to find the Octus Cannon scroll prop, which will be on this container just by there. Excellent, that's Act 1 completed, which is really good. Now for Act 2. First collectible is at the very start, which is the hand-carved Riftworm flute. So you want to head down these stairs from where you spawn, turn right, and the collectible will be on the left side on the table just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is the Halima City license plate. So you come to this area, you have to walk down this road in order to progress, so you want to walk down this road as normal, and the collectible will be on the right side next to this furnace, just by here. Now a bit further on is the next collectible, which is the Lost Gear Helmet. So you want to continue walking for a little bit till you get to this big giant pillar where there's like a wooden stage around it, so you want to run past this, and the Lost Gear Helmet will be on the left side, just by there. Okay, now you want to continue on as normal. You want to make your way through the first security gate, which you have to go through. Once you've done that, you'll be brought to this area, And as you turn this corner, you'll see the wooden toy lancer collectible, and it will be next to this square concrete block just by there. Now continue on, you want to continue on down that road and you'll be brought to this shop. It'll be on the left side, and the collectible will be on this table in the far left corner of the room. Excellent, that's the marker hull and the battling ants collected, which is pretty good. Now continue on, you want to continue on as normal until you get to this area where there's two people who are building some stuff, and the village rules mandates will be on the left side on the lockers just by there. Okay, now continue on, come to this area eventually after you've left that area, and the note to the chief will be inside this shop and it'll be on the table just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is a bit further on from where we just are, which is Norskos Letter, so you want to keep on bearing right when you get to this area to get this collectible, and it'll be on the right side on this container. You're now free to interact with the gate in order to progress through the level. Now the next collectible, the outside the skiff schematic, is in this area where you have to open the silverback room, and it will be on the right side of the room next to this computer monitor just by there, which is good. Now the last collectible for Chapter 1 of Act 2 is Oscar Diaz Cog Tags, and it'll be inside this room where the skiff is located, where you have to lower it to ride it, and it'll be on the far right corner of the room on the table just by there. Now for Chapter 2. The first collectible for Chapter 2 is the grind lift maintenance notes, and it can be found in the abandoned train station area. So you want to mark where marked on the map so that you can find this area. Once you get to this area, you want to take care of the carrier with spawns, and the grind lift maintenance notes will be inside the train cart at the back, and it'll be on the left side as you open it. Also for these collectibles in Chapter 2, I'd recommend that you fully explore the level so that you can see the whole map on your screen, so it's not all dark, which should be a bit easier for you to follow, I think. So this is where the grind lift maintenance notes is located, which is good. Now the next collectible after this one is fairly close by, which is the faded photograph. This is an unmarked location, meaning that there's like no objective here, so you have to mark where marked on the map, and it will be here, and you'll be inside this abandoned train carriage on the right side just by there. Okay, now the next collectible is the Laner's journal, and it'll be in this area of the map, so you want to head here. You want to head to this outside of camp, but you have to go to anyway. So you want to come to the entrance of the camp where the tents are, and the journal will be on the floor. Also, you don't want to continue on through the camp just yet, as you'll miss out on the last collectible, which I'll be covering right now. So the next collectible is the Highlander's Lost Earring. It can be found directly south of where you just were, so you want to mark where I marked on the map. And this collectible will be next to a broken down centaur, and it will be on the floor just by next to the torque bow. Also, you may want to pick the torque bow up and put it on the skiff for later if you need to use it for anything. Okay, now for Chapter 3, when you're inside the New Hope facility, the Intercepted Letter will be the entrance, so as you get inside you want to bear right, and the letter will be on the right side on that ledge just by there. Okay, now the patient analysis AX3312 will be in this area, so you'll get to this area where there's this corridor, and you want to head down this corridor, you want to go through this room, and the collectible will be on the left side. Okay, now the next collectible after this one is really close by, it's literally in the room next door, so you want to have Jack open up this door so that you can get the Sovereign Directive 10345 to be in this room, and it will be on the table on the far right corner of the room, which is good. And that's this collectible completed, which is good. Now the next collectible is the Patient Analysis EV184-9. When you get to this area, which you'll have to go through anyway, you'll come to this area, you'll have to break this window, and the collectible will be on the left side of the room, and it'll be on this desk just by there. Okay, now moving on a bit more forward, you'll come to this area of the level, and the collectible will be on the right side room in this corridor which you have to go down. Okay, now the last collectible for Chapter 3 of Act 2 is when you go down some stairs while you're talking to Dal about what to ask Niles. You'll come to this room, and the collectible will be on the right side on this shelf just by here, which is the time-worn data drive. Okay, now for Chapter 4, first set of these collectibles can be found in the free roam segment throughout this chapter. So the first collectible is the Security Memorandum, which is a unmarked location, so you want to mark where I'm marked on the map. You'll head inside this building, and the collectible will be in the room on the left side. So you want to head on here, turn left, and the collectible will be on the right side on this box in the corner just by there. Excellent. Now that's the Security Memorandum collectible, which is really good. Now the next collectible is Krav's Locus Tag, which can be found in the abandoned derrick site. So you want to come to here where I marked on the map, and it'll be outside the entrance, so you want to get off your skiff, you want to bear left of the entrance, and the Locus Tag will be next to this broken down grind lift, which is just by here. Now continue on, you want to head on inside to the abandoned facility, and next collectible is the grind lift architecture component, so you want to take care of all the enemies inside this area. Once you've done that, you want to bear left, and the collectible will be just up here, and it'll be inside this container in the wall just by here. This is where the grind lift architecture component is located, which is good. Excellent. Now the next collectible is laying the scribble, sorry. It can be found in this area, so you want to mark where I marked on the map and head to this area. And the collectible will be at the entrance just by this door, and it will be on the keypad just by there.
It's from Lena, the outsider we found.
Okay, now the next collectible is for notes. No, sorry. Is for orders for Keto Scored, sorry. And it can be found in this area. So you want to head to this area, you want to run past these borders of ice, and the collectible will be on the right side.
You know, Uncle fought in Hollow Storm.
And it will be on the floor,
These derricks launched you underground like a missile.
just by here,
According to him, there were some...
just at the entrance of this place. Okay, now the next collectible is again a bit further on, so you want to make your way inside of this area and take care of all the enemies that spawn. Once you've done that, the collectible will be on top of this vehicle, on top of this broken down derrick, and it will be inside this container just by here. And if you've gone over components so far, you'll get an upgrade for Jack, which allows you to freeze the enemies when you use the flash ability, which is pretty good against wardens, I have to say. Okay, now the next collectible is the letter to Momma, and it's an unmarked location. And it'll be here where I marked on the map, and it'll be next to this broken down centaur. Okay, now the next collectible is in the abandoned mine area, so you want to continue the story no more. You want to head to the two radio towers to find out where the ice is located. Then you have to come to this area. And this area is after you have that battle on the ice under the bridge where all the swarm come after you. We have to have Jack open the door. want you to imagine we brought to this area and the collectible will be upstairs in this watchtower. Okay, now when you get inside the abandoned mine, you'll come to this room where there's some lockers, so on your right side the poster will be in this room on the wall just over there, which is the mining poster. Okay, now the next collectible is, again, when you go through this door, you'll come to this room and there'll be loads of spawn pods on the floor, so you want to bear left, head through this room, and the miner's journal will be at the very back of this area just by here, which is good. Okay, now that's chapter 4 covered for the campaign. Now for chapter 5 act 2, the very first collectible is when you get to this area where there's a gate. It's being guarded by sentry turrets, so you want to turn around, head down this path, you want to turn right, and the collectible will be on the ground just down here, which is the Nethercutt Helmet. Excellent, that's the Nethercutt Helmet collectible, which is really good. Now the next collectible is, again, when you make your way inside, where you have to disable the ice turrets for the first time when I was asked you to do it. You'll come down this ramp and you want to head right up this ramp, and you'll be brought to this room, and the collectible will be on the far right corner of the room just by here. Also there's a component in this room as well, which is pretty handy. Excellent, that's that collectible completed, which is good. Now the next one is, again, when you come to this room in this area, you want to turn around and the collectible will be on the floor just by here. I think this one is fairly missable because it's directly behind you, and I forgot about this one when I first played through it on hardcore, but over. Okay, now the next collectible is the Lexigram Board, so you come to this area as normal, where you have to deactivate the ice turrets again, and the collectible will be down here next to this generator, which is good. Now the next collectible is, again, move a bit more forward through the story, and when you deactivate the facility by putting out his hand on the hand scanner, you want to turn around and the collectible will be on the desk just over there, directly behind you. Okay, now the last collectible for Act 2, Chapter 5 is a sketchbook. It can be found through the room you're just in. You want to go left and the collectible will be on the left side, just over there, literally where you just were. Okay, now for Act 3, Chapter 1, as soon as you spawn, you want to turn around and you'll find the newspaper, which will be on the bar just over there, just behind you. Okay, now that's this collectible completed, so you want to head down the stairs as normal. Then you want to run across this room until you get to the baggage collection area. Then you want to turn right, and the collectible will be in the far left corner of the room. Which is just by here. Okay, now moving on, the next collectible is the Missive to Agent 9, so you want to head through the security barriers. You want to turn right and go through this room, and the collectible will be on your left, just by here. Okay, now the next collectible is the Nomad's Creed. So you come to this area eventually where you have to talk to Paddock, and the collectible will be on the left side, and it'll be on this box next to this tent just by here. Now the last collectible for Chapter 1 of Act 3 is at the very end, just before you have to board your skiff, but you don't want to do that just yet. You want to run all the way to Hangar 4, which is over here, and the collectible will be on the left side of this helicopter, and it will be on this container just by here, which is the Astonishing Lightning Rangers collectible. Okay, now for chapter 2, all these collectibles can be found in the rocket hangar area, so you want to head there first. When you get inside to the command center, where you have to access the main computers, the collectible will be on the right side, just by there. And moving on, when you head down these stairs, the next collectible will be on the right side, so you want to head down these stairs, turn right, then turn left. And the collectible will be on the far left corner of this area, and it will be on top some barrels just by here, which is where the OZP-Termination Directive is located, which is good. Now, the next collectible is when you get to this area where there's some swarm who are lurking about, we have to take them down. You want to do that, then you want to run up here, run up these stairs on the right side, turn left, and the collectible will be on the desk at the very back, just by here. Okay, now the next collectible is a bit further on, so you want to continue on as normal till you get to this area where there's some sandbags and a gantry, so you want to get this collectible before you get on the gantry, otherwise you'll miss it. So you want to do that first. Okay, now the next collectible is the UIR Tag Major Toly, so you'll come to this area as normal, where there's a tank directly in front of you, so you want to head towards this tank, and the collectible will be on the floor just by there. Okay, now that's this collectible completed, which is good. Now, the last collectible for chapter 2 is the Major Speech, so you'll come to this area where you have to go through this hole in the wall. You'll come to this room, and the collectible will be on the desk just by there. Okay, now for chapter 3, most of these collectibles can be found in the free roam segment. Now the first collectible is the Nomad Sketchings, which can be found in the water tower area. So you want to head here. When you first get here, there will be loads of enemies, so you want to take care of all of them. Once you've done that, you want to head on inside to free the Nomad who's hiding. And the collectible will be on the far left corner of the room. Also, chapter 3 gave me a bit of trouble when collecting them because the recording quality wasn't as good, so I decided to re-record myself getting the collectible and showing you where they will spawn, instead of having not as good quality. Okay, that's where the Nomad Sketchings is located. Next collectible is the UIR LC Circuit Day 1, which can be found in the City Ruins area. And this area has 2 collectibles, but I'll be going over the other one in a second. So the first one is the UIR LC Circuit Day 1, so when you get to this place there will be a bunch of enemies that will be around, so you want to take care of them until Jack opens this door. Once Jack opens up this door, you want to go right up these stairs, and the UIR LC Circuit Day 1 collectible will be on this desk just by here, sorry. Now the next collectible is the well-worn Viscari flag. So you want to run down this corridor, and the collectible will be on your right, just by here. Excellent, that's another 2 collectibles collected, which is really good. Now the next set of collectibles is near these broken down. Oh no, sorry. The next collectible is outside the rocket hangar area, and it's the Fallen Loyalist tag. So you want to head back there from where you went earlier on, and it'll be on the right side entrance. So you want to head over here, and the collectible will be just by there. Okay, that's the Fallen Loyalist tag collected, which is good. Now the next collectible is the Loyalist Orders to Lieutenant Melik, so you want to come to this area where I'm marked on the map, and you'll find 3 tanks that are all broken down, and the collectible will be on the left tank, just by there, on the floor. Now the next area, which is the artillery area, has 2 collectibles. Now, the first one is the UIR LC Circuit C1 and the Emergency Loyalist Radiogram. So when you first get to this area, there will be a bunch of enemies and a Snatcher. So you want to take care of them, 3 other Nomads, and the UIR LC Circuit C1 will be up here, on this ledge, just by there. And the radiogram will be on this desk on the left side, on this console, just by there. Okay, now the next area has 2 collectibles. So the first collectible is for RNV Captain's Log, and it'll be inside this container on the right side. Now the next collectible is the UIR LC Circuit C1. It'll be up these stairs and it'll be next to this box just by here.
Del, got another LC circuit here.
Okay, now the next collectible is in the turntable area, which is the UIR tag for Lieutenant Medic. Now you want to get this collectible next and not go to the Cosmodrome place just yet, because if you do that, if you complete that mission, this area will be locked for you, as the bridge will be shut, as it happened to me. So you want to get this collectible first, complete the mission as you normally would for this area, then you're good to go. So this is where the UIR tag of Lieutenant Medic is located. Now the next area is the Cosmodrome facility, and this has two collectibles. Now the first one is outside, so you want to follow where I'm going. So outside the speed is up, as it takes quite a while to run to the collectible, run to the entrance from the skiff. So the Lightmass missile fragments on the right side of the building as you walk in, and it'll be just by here. Okay, now the next collectible for this area is the UIR tag for Captain Tagger. When you get to this room where you have this big battle against all the swarm, when you got the big giant ball spinning around constantly, which you take care of all the enemies, progress as normal to where the Hammer Dawn targeting beacon is, and it will be on the left side, just by there. Now the last collectible is after you've taken the targeting beacon back to the airport, Paddock will call you about his nomad friends who are in trouble, which will bring you to this area, and the collectible will be on the right side of the entrance just by there. Excellent, that's Act 3 completed, which is good. Now for Act 4, Chapter 1. This first collectible is after Cole gives you a lift. By lifting you up on a car, you'll head down these stairs, and the collectible will be on the right side of this room just by here, which is pretty good. Now the next collectible is after you defeat the Swarmac with the Hammer of Dawn. You'll come to this area where there's this van in the middle of the road, which is just by here. So when you get to this area, you're going to continue on as normal till you get to here, and the ruptured gear helmet will be on the right side just by here. This is where the ruptured gear helmet is located. Now the last two collectibles are in the same area, so you want to continue on as normal till you get to the Tomb of the Unknowns. Now the contacts for Lieutenant Ming-Yun Kim can be found on the right side next to this car just by here. Now the last collectible in the game is the restoration notice of the Tombs of the Unknown. So you want to grab this collectible before you go inside, and it'll be just by there on the door. Now that's all the collectibles covered for this video, and I hope this video has helped you out, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching.